What's up guys, time for a pickup video. I haven't done a pickups in ages, so we've got stuff going back so far here. I can't remember where half of it came from, so we're just going to wing it. I don't know where to start, we've got so much random stuff. I do have a few Dreamcast bits as well, which I'll show in another video. But yeah, picked up a few bits and bobs, a lot of random stuff, got a nice big bundle. Actually, we'll probably start with that big bundle. No, actually, let's start with a gift. Because yeah, I did receive a gift a few weeks ago, and yeah, just got a message from this particular person who has sent me gifts before. Absolute legend, and he didn't say what it was, he just sort of said he was chucking something in the post for me. So this note came, which says, "Easy Pete, congratulations on your 500 subs, sunshine. A friend actually gave this to me just as I bought one earlier this month. Typical. Hope you enjoyed. Keep up the awesome work. Enjoy the summer, dude. Take it easy, Luke." And that is Luke, BassInvader. Link to his channel in the description, of course. And he sent me this Konami Turtles handheld. And I think, I don't know if Luke will probably tell me in the comments if this is true, but I think, because he showed the one he picked up on his video, and I said I had this one as a kid. It's the only Konami one I had in my childhood. I had various other LCD games and I had a Game & Watch and stuff, but this is the only one of these that I had. Turtles one, so yeah. Legend. Thanks so much for that, Luke. You didn't have to, of course, but yeah, much appreciated. That's brilliant. So that will go in the little handheld collection there. Next one, I'll move on to this big bundle that I was talking about. So how this came about was there was a guy selling a bundle of Game Gear games on eBay, and it turns out that he was about 2 minutes drive down the road from me. So I messaged him just as I do, saying, "Is it alright to pick anything up that I win, because I'll save on the postage?" He said yeah, and he said "Oh, I've got a load of other stuff." So I said, "Right, text me," and I texted him saying, "Look, when I come to pick up this Game Gear stuff, I'll have a look at your other stuff." And yeah, I took about 300 quid cash with me, and I think I spent about 250 at his house. I'll put a screenshot here of what I got actually in total, so you'll see there's like a Panasonic 3DO, which I moved on, a Saturn bundle, N64 bundle, a load of Game Gear stuff. I can't remember what else was there, but yeah, 250 quid's worth of stuff. So I put all of the stuff that I didn't want on Facebook that afternoon. I do still have some loose Game Gear games that I still need to flip, but yeah, flipped all the other stuff that afternoon and made about 350 quid. So I made about 100 quid profit, and then yeah, then this is the stuff that I kept. So I kept orange N64. So what I did was, the one I got off him had a few controllers and games, so I just put my normal N64 in as a bundle and shifted that on, so I got to keep this one. So that's nice. That's in the setup under the TV. It had a expansion pack as well. That's nice. So that's in the setup, like I said. Really nice condition actually. It's loose, but it's yeah, it's in really nice nick. Can't moan at that at all. And yeah, also kept the controller that goes with it. Again, really nice condition. The stick, in fact, all of the analog sticks and all the controllers in that bundle were really stiff, like really good. So yeah, that's nice. The only thing I kept out the Saturn bundle, and the only reason I wanted to buy it, he actually asked me, "Why are you buying this bundle if you've got a Saturn?" And it's because I wanted the box. So that is a empty box. It's got all the business in and the manuals and documentation, but I have a loose Japanese Saturn in the setup, and I wanted a box for it. So yeah, happy to complete that and get a box for it. And then what else did we keep from that bundle? I think it was just the Game Gear stuff. So there were a few Game Gear games that I didn't have, but I moved them on, just simply because I wanted to recoup some of the money, and you know, it was a lot of money to spend out, and I wanted to just make as much back as I could. So I did keep a fair few that I didn't have, but some of them I moved on. So starting off with loose games that I didn't have, we've got Super Space Invaders, a game I've not played before. This one, Aerial Assault, Might give that a go. I'm not sure if that's any good or not. And then Ayrton Senna's Super Monaco GP2. So didn't have those. And then Monaco GP2 had a manual but no box. And then I also kept, he had like some loose manuals, and as it happens, G-Lock I need a manual for because I just have cart and box, so we've got a manual for G-Lock there, so I upgraded that to complete. Then this is actually an upgrade. Now it's a slightly different version to the one I had. Is this a US version? It's possibly a US version, I think, from the looks of it. But yeah, it's NBA Jam, but this is like really nice nick, and the one I had taken a bit of a beating, so I moved that one on and kept this one. A game that I've never played, but looks interesting. I think it was Dave Infected Flinch who did a Nostalgia Trip episode on this, and I thought that looks interesting. And it does go for a few quid, this game, actually. But yeah, that's Chicago Syndicate on the Game Gear. It's obviously centered around some kind of gangster shit, but yeah, looks cool, so give that a whirl. Another one that I thought I had but didn't, I do have it on the Mega Drive, and that's Alien 3. It's not too bad, Nick. There's a little blemish there and it's slightly squashed, but it's not too bad. Again, another upgrade. I think I had this I think I just had this loose, you know, and yeah, nice to have it complete. And that's Shinobi, classic. Yeah, and then lastly, it was a game that I actually had as a kid, but don't have in the collection at all up until now, and that's Factory Panic, which is like, well, it's hard to explain. It's kind of like, it's not a platformer because some of it's top down, but yeah, it's like a puzzle game. It's a little puzzle game basically, but yeah, quite suited to the little Game Gear screen. So again, a little bit of damage here and there, but not too bad. So yeah, not bad adding those and the N64 and the Saturn box all for free, and I made a few quid, so you know, that's always nice when those bundles come up. Next things are some non-game related stuff. You may recognise this from Retro Godfather's channel, and this is what they call a Daruma or Dharma doll, and it's like a little good fortune trinket thing, and I just thought, because you know, Dal has it in his videos and stuff, and it just looks cool in the collection, so I've just had that sitting in my cabinet for good luck. So yeah, that's just a little random pickup there. Couple of books, so not exactly game related, but I can kind of loosely tie them into gaming. First one is a little collection of comics by Rodney Allen Greenblatt, and if you are in the know, you'll know that Rodney Allen Greenblatt is the one who did the artwork for Parappa the Rapper, and this is called Rodney Fun Comic Collection. So if I just whip one out, so little collection of comics, all different characters, like this one, Parappa Gets a Job. I think there's 5 comics in there. So yeah, it's kind of written in English, but has Japanese subtitles at the bottom. And then it came with like a little PSP sticker and some random little Parappa the Rapper stickers. So yeah, that's cool. It popped up on eBay really cheap, and it's also signed by the artist at the top there. So I thought, why not? That's cool. It was really cheap, under a tenner. So yeah, stick that in the collection. Then this next one is a collection of comic strips, which I bought because I'm just a huge fan of this comic strips. Now this is Death Bulge, and it's a collection of comics called Prettier on the Outside. Now this guy, from what I understand, this guy Dan Martin basically started a sort of Patreon where people donate to him, and then he does like a comic strip a week online. So if you go online and type in Death Bulge, you'll see that he's got a website where you can go through his comics, and they're all sort of random really good sense of humour and really cool comics. But the guy's like obsessed with Sega bass fishing, so he's always putting like little Sega bass fishing references into his comic strips, which I think is funny. But yeah, I'll stick one of his comic strips up on screen now, and you'll be able to see if it's your type of humour or not. But yeah, that's just, you know, some of them aren't as good as others, obviously, but yeah, it's really like right up my street humour wise. And yeah, it's a collection of about 250 comics, like full colour. It was really cheap. You can go on his website and buy them. And yeah, it came with like a little bookmark and stuff, and he's actually signed in the book enjoy the book, and a little picture of some weird little face. So yeah, that's cool. Really chuffed to get that. Next one is I bought a huge bundle of DS stuff. So it was again a local pickup thing. I think it was originally, I spoke to them on Gumtree, and yeah, they had like a DS bundle, original DS, loads of games. Now I'm kind of trying to get together a bundle of 2 DS's, or like probably 2 DS Lites or DSI's, and a few games for my niece and nephew, so they can have one each. And I've got like in mind what games I want, so I wanted to get some of the Nintendogs games for the niece. She's quite young, and they're kind of simple games that she can just play with the dogs. And then the nephew loves the Lego games, so I was going to get a few of the Lego games like Star Wars and Batman and stuff for him. So I'm kind of like working towards getting bundles and just picking bits out of them. So my intention with buying this bundle was actually just to keep an original DS for myself, because I don't have an original DS. I've only got all the other iterations of them, not the original one. And yeah, and it had a couple of the Nintendogs games, so I thought I'll keep those aside for when I can put this bundle together for the niece. But yeah, I ended up going to this guy's house. It was a kid who was probably like 17 and lived with his mum, and his mum's house was fucking nuts. It was proper, it's up the road, and it's like in like the top, it's always in like the top 3 most expensive average house prices in the year when they do that poll every year, but it's always like up there. So it's mega rich people. The house was mental huge, and it's always nice turning up at those houses when you're picking up a bundle, because you know that they don't really care about the money so much, they just want to shift it. So I ended up getting he had another DS, the same, another chunk of games, so I bought 2 DS's and a shitload of games for something like 20 quid. And yeah, then I was driving up the road, and literally when I got to the end of his road, he texted me saying, oh, we've got a bunch of PS3 stuff, do you want to turn around? So like quickly turned around, straight back to the house, and I went in and they had a busted PS3, which they said I can just take for free, which I didn't. I just said it's not worth my time to bother repairing it, because you can get them so cheap now, and I've got about 3 of them anyway. And they had a load of games, and he said, look, I just want 2 quid a game. And yeah, there was a lot of shit games there. Obviously I don't want to be paying 2 quid for like FIFAs and stuff, and I just said, look, would you sell them individually? And he said, yeah, 2 quid each. But the issue was, the amount of money I took, I only had 5 quid cash left, and I said to the mum, do you have PayPal? And she said yes, and I said, look, I'll pay by PayPal if that's okay, because I've only got a £5 on me. And she said, yeah, that's fine. So I picked out 4 games for 2 quid each, and he said, look, just give me a £5, I can't be bothered with, you know, doing the PayPal. And I said, are you sure? And he said, yeah, look, just, I can't be bothered, just give me a £5. So for 5 quid I got 4 games. I got Grand Theft Auto 5 and Battlefield 4, which I've subsequently moved on. So made, obviously on those, made quite a bit more than the £5. I made more than the £5 on GTA. So I kept these 2 that I've kind of been on my to add to the collection list. First one is Burnout Paradise, which is the ultimate box, and I actually have this digitally, but I always kind of had it in the back of my mind to just add into the collection. Not a really expensive game, but nice to add to the collection for nothing. And then second one I used to have but moved on, but it still holds its value pretty well, and that's Skate 3. It still goes 5-10 quid, this game. But yeah, big fan of the Skate series, especially the first one. When the first one came out, I had like a hand injury, and I ended up playing it like all day for about 3 months with one hand, with just my left hand, and I'm right-handed. So yeah, awesome to add those in for nothing to the PS3 collection. If we stick in with sort of modern-ish stuff, I also picked up a PS4 game, which is Oddworld Abe's Odyssey New and Tasty for the PS4, and that is from Limited Run Games. So this is limited to 5,000 copies. You'll see all these fucking arsehole scalpers trying to sell these for silly money and putting them on eBay. I think it was like 30 quid, but you have to get in there quickly because all the scalpers buy up as many copies as they can and just kind of hoard them or stick them on eBay for like 80 quid. So yeah, I'm not really into getting these limited run games too much, but certain games like this that kind of pique my interest, I'm definitely up for getting physical copies of. Oh, I didn't actually show the DS, did I? Yeah, it's like a silver DS and charger, so that was free as well. A lot of free stuff in here actually, which is nice. Another recent pickup, which is not game related at all, is a vinyl, and that is the Blacklist soundtrack limited edition. I think they're numbered. Are they? Well, it's definitely. Oh, there you go. Is it 703 of 750? So limited edition to 750, and yeah, this website is called Music on Vinyl. If you go and have a look there, they do loads and loads of soundtracks, and you can subscribe to their mailing list, and they will send you updates on what new stuff's coming out. And they do a lot of like re-releases. It's not just soundtracks. They do like classic re-releases and stuff. Yeah, nice like fold out packaging there with like a load of screenshots from the series. Huge fan of the Blacklist. If you haven't watched the Blacklist, I thoroughly recommend giving it a try because it's one of the best shows on TV at the moment. James Spader is absolutely fantastic in it. It comes with like a fold out like booklet with details about this, that and the other on it, and all the tracks. And yeah, it has a great soundtrack, the Blacklist. There's some classic tunes on here, modern and new and old. And yeah, it's like nice clear red vinyl there. So yeah, that's awesome. Kind of getting back into vinyl more because I do have quite a large collection of records, but they're in storage, and I just haven't been buying records. But lately, just getting a few soundtracks and gaming soundtracks and stuff, and kind of getting that vinyl vibe again, and it's kind of getting the bug again, and yeah, really enjoying it. I need to I wish we had space to set up the decks and everything like properly in the house, but I don't really. You can't really have like a game room and have, you know, all that space with a ton of records and your deck set up and stuff. But yeah, nice to listen to them here and there. Next bundle I got from a guy on Galaxy Sega, and it is 3 reproduction games, and oh yeah, I got this off him as well. But yeah, these were just like ridiculously cheap. I can't remember how much I paid for them, but it was like next to nothing. So yeah, just 3 repro games. So we've got like I can't remember which one's which. So one of these, I think that one's like known as Water Margin, but it's got another name, and then like Yang Warrior Dynasty, or that might be the other way around, I can't remember. But they're like Chinese side-scrolling beat-em-ups, quite interesting. They're not amazing, like the hit detection on them is a bit shoddy, but yeah, for next to nothing, I'm happy to add them into collection. They're kind of a nice little curio, but they're originally like, yeah, Japanese knockoffs. You'll notice a lot of the assets from other Sega games are used in these, like sound effects from like Streets of Rage or Golden Axe and what have you will be in the game. And then third one I got is Magic Girl which is again a repro. But yeah, I think that this one actually did get a release from CNR, no, not CNR Team, Super Fighter Team or whatever they're called, I think. But yeah, that's like a cute 'em up, to coin a phrase, like a little top-down shooter. So yeah, haven't actually played that yet. So keen to have a go on that. And yeah, the guy also sold me a EverDrive for the Mega Drive, and it's fully loaded with you know, Mega Drive and 32X and Master System games, so that's awesome. It was very cheap as well. Next bundle is a bundle that I can't remember where they came from. I think this one was a straight up purchase on eBay, because someone on Galaxy Sega in the admin chat just messaged me saying, look, this is a great price guys if anyone needs it. And yeah, this looks great. It's called Stormlord. It's a Japanese release. I'm not sure if it's a Japanese exclusive, but it looks very, if you can see the screenshots there at all, it's very kind of aesthetically like Ghouls and Ghosts / Castlevania, and it's a side-scrolling like platformer, and it looks awesome. Yeah, really chuffed to get it. It's really nice nick on the inside. The outer case has seen a bit of a beating, but yeah, it was about £8 or something. It was really cheap. So yeah, keen to have a crack on that. I'm not sure if it got any other platform releases. It may have got an Amiga release from what I seem to remember, but I'm not sure. And then these, I think these I bought in a bundle and then moved some on. I can't remember where these came from, I'll be frank. I think it was Galaxy Sega. So we've got just a few Mega Drive games that I don't have in the collection. So we've got Fantasia, best Disney game. I do have memories of playing this back in the day. I love the box art there, it's awesome. Really nice condition, complete, manuals in nice nick there. We have an upgrade. Had this game PAL but no manual, and now I've upgraded it. It's the Genesis version. I'm not bothered about having Genesis or PAL versions particularly. I'm not bothered with Mega Drive stuff, you know. But yeah, great game. Loved this game on the Mega Drive. Loved it on the Amiga. Really good fun. And that's Forgotten Worlds, obviously, if I haven't said that yet. But yeah, upgraded to complete and in really nice condition. So moved my other copy on. And then third one is Taz Escape from Mars, a game that I played back in the day again. Did play Tasmania more than this, but great little platformers, again complete and really nice nick. So the guy I got these from looked after his stuff really well. And I think we've just got a couple more bits. This one was a purchase from Facebook. Now these games I am not picking up too many of, and that's Game Boy Advance, but certain games that I had back in the day, much like I'm doing with the original Game Boy, any games I had back in the day I would like in a collection in nice nick. And this one I did have Street Fighter Alpha 3 on the Game Boy Advance, which is actually pretty decent, surprisingly. Yeah, really chuffed to get that. Not bad nick. It's not the mintiest game I've picked up, but it's good enough. I think it was a tenner posted on the Facebook page, so you can't moan. And lastly, a bit of a random one. It is an Ikaruga model there. If you can see on the side, that's what it looks like when it's built. Yeah, I'm not the best at like putting these models together, but yeah, it's actually, if I just open it up here, kind of a nice instruction manual. It's all in the baggies, you know, everything's untouched, brand new, and it was really cheap. A guy messaged me on Facebook who originally kind of got chatting to him because he watches the channel, and he came on over to the Galaxy Sega page a while back, and yeah, he just messaged me saying I got this cheap, he bought it and he can't be bothered to build it. 1:144 scale, full action plastic kit, Ikaruga. And yeah, intending to build it at some point. I may need to enlist the help of someone because I am absolutely terrible at putting together models and whatnot and painting them. So yeah guys, that's it for pickups. It's nice doing pickups actually, because doing the other videos where I'm not on the camera, I don't kind of feel that I'm talking to you guys as much as I do when I do pickups. It's kind of more intimate pickups, if that makes sense to anyone. But yeah, nice to get in front of the camera, and nice to do an easy video because I can just sit and record this and it takes me like, what, you know, 10-20 minutes, and then editing will take me 5 minutes, whereas I've just edited, it's actually uploading now, I just edited that Lucasfilm video which took me about 30 hours, so the difference is massive. So yeah, there we go. Thanks for listening to me waffle on, and I will see you on the next one guys. Cheers.